Ciryl Gane and Tai Tuivasa just blew the roof off of the stadium in Paris. This was the first UFC event ever there. The whole card delivered, but the main event was one of the best heavyweight fights ever. I was so impressed with Gane. He gets himself the win. You got to respect Tuivasa for being probably the toughest human being on the planet. I mean, I don't know how he absorbed the amount of punishment that he did. I don't think the vast majority of other heavyweights, probably every other heavyweight, would have been done. He had moments in the fight. We'll talk about it round by round. The first was more of a technical display for Gane, but Tuivasa still closed the distance a few times. He landed some decent low kicks. I mean, hooks near the cage were kind of, key to success for Tai. And I mean, he was able to find very light shots, but a couple in that first round. And Ciryl Gane, for the most part, controls range, but it is looking competitive. Tai Tuivasa seemed to be in the fight. I'll be honest, his stand up in that first round, I mean, getting to Ciryl Gane maybe more than Francis Ngannou was able to do on the feet. I was impressed by what I saw in the first, though, from Gane, because obviously the patience, his range control is second to none. Tai Tuivasa, though, was able to find his way and close that gap better than I think a lot of people expected. I have to be impressed with Tai. First round, competitive. Loses it. I had it 10-9 Gane, but I think I saw on the Twitter, UFC, like live Twitters, like coming up, the tweets that go out. Somebody had it 10-9 for Tai Tuivasa in the first round. I personally had it Gane 10-9. First round ends, it's a Gane round. Second round starts heating up. Jabs by Ciryl Gane are finding the target. You can see Ty's getting touched up a bit. He's starting to feel it more. Some teeps to the body. Overall, the stand-up is starting to favor Ciryl Gane. He seems to be in his flow. At this point, he's almost reminding me of like an Ali, the way he's slipping, sliding in and out. Like he looked like his confidence was at a whole nother level. He seemed mentally in a different place right there and just seemed like he had Ty's number for all of it. Up until Tai Tuivasa closes the gap, lands a hook, drops Ciryl Gane. First time we've seen Ciryl Gane dropped, and he was actually in some serious trouble. He gets cracked, dropped, and then follow up by Tai Tuivasa. He lands another big punch against the cage as Gane went down. Gane is able to pop back up. Got to commend the man's chin. Ciryl Gane can take a lot of damage too and continue to walk forward. And then he destroys the body of Tai Tuivasa with a kick. It seems like Tai Tuivasa might be finished at this point. He's showing the effects of the body kick on his face, and Gane is still attacking the body, bringing more kicks to it. He's backed up. The teeps are landing, and you can see Tai is biting down like, I have to hold on for this. He's slugging shots back after it seemed like he was ready to crumble, ends up landing a big hook that sends Ciryl Gane a little off balance, flying to the side inside of range as they kind of got a little bit crazy, flurrying shots together in close. Then round ends. It was a crazy round. You still give it to Gane, even though there was a knockdown for Tai Tuivasa. Before the knockdown, it was all Gane. After the knockdown, it was pretty much all Gane, aside from a big shot that landed. And I mean, it had more Gane off balance as opposed to him actually out on his feet and wobbling. It seemed like the hook just, kind of threw him across the cage because a lot of force when Tai Tuivasa is winging his shots. We get into the third, and now you see a bit of a shift. It seems like the side of Ciryl Gane has found the flow. Tuivasa is getting destroyed with jabs. He seems to be in tremendous pain. More body kicks landing. He seems to be almost withering away before our eyes, but not as far as his heart, because Tai Tuivasa has zero quit in him. What happened to break was the body. The kicks totally shut him down, I really feel, and then shots started opening up. When he got cracked by a big punch, you can see towards the very end, he's doing everything he can to stay on his feet. Gane ends up doing a follow-up with like a very awkward hammer fist almost to the back of the head. I know a lot of people in the live chat were complaining about it. And then he lands a beautiful hook that sits Tai down, I believe left hook. Tai goes down. He's pretty much out. I mean, he got hit with like 5 shots in the final combination on the feet before he fell. Like, you could see he was wobbling all over the place, and he's still fighting to stay on his feet. You got to admire the heart of Tai Tuivasa. But ultimately, he hits the floor. Ciryl Gane then follows up, does land a couple hammer fists. And let's be honest, Tai is out. His face is a bloodied mess. He looks like he's just been beat on for 15 rounds. And I'll be honest, I mean, he got beat on for, nearly 3 rounds. It was a super impressive performance. It ends late in round number 3. Actually, pretty good pick, because I believe I said 3rd round KO TKO for Ciryl Gane. Did I think it would be that devastating and brutal? Gane, he showed that killer instinct in this fight. I know they were talking about it, the commentary team, about how the coaches wanted him to have a little more killer instinct inside. Yeah, he's showing it here. And now he puts himself in a position where he is the #1 contender without a doubt. But problem lies. Stipe Miocic, John Jones is very possible for December. The winner of that fight could potentially be fighting for the belt. You look at Francis Ngannou, out for injury. We don't know the timeline of a return. Ciryl Gane is in an interesting predicament. He ends up breaking his hand on Tai Tuivasa's head in this fight. He's throwing so many damn clean shots. Those jabs were money. Those hooks were on point. I mean, the high kick. Let's talk about the high kick, actually, that landed, I believe, 3rd round high kick before the follow-up combination. Did I leave that out? I can't leave that out. Before the fight ends, Tai Tuivasa ate the meanest high kick I've ever seen. A lot of those teeps to the body were landing, and then the high kick just crushes the dome, and somehow he eats that shot. Insane. But let's talk about what's next, because realistically, John Jones and Stipe fighting, winner's probably fighting Ngannou. Begs the question, what if Ngannou decides, I don't want to sign with the UFC? Ciryl Gane's in position to be the challenger for the belt next. Maybe he'd fight the winner of Stipe Jones. I'm not going to lie to you. I see a world where Ciryl Gane and John Jones face off for a world title. I think it's very potentially likely, pretty high likelihood. If circumstances work out, if John Jones can get past Stipe Miocic, Ciryl Gane in the mix, depending on what happens with Francis Ngannou. Lots of ifs to get there, but it's a fight that I would love to see, because I think this will be that matchup, like the first time John Jones is meeting someone who I think is better at range control, better at keeping the distance. On the feet, Ciryl Gane, I think, would have John Jones' number. I think he's having pretty much everyone's number in the heavyweight division. Ciryl Gane is a monster. You have to match him up with some type of top contender or title fight. It's just, the problem is so many ifs in the weight class. Let's eliminate Stipe Jones fight. Then it's Francis Ngannou Gane 2. I'm 100% down to see that matchup, especially if they could do it in Paris. Hiccups along the way are likely here. So we'll see what happens. As far as Tai Tuivasa, I mean, the guy is a straight killer. He's still going to be in the top, but I think he needs like 6 months or so of recovery time. I could see them throwing him somebody like a Sergey Pavlovich, and that would be throwing him to the lions a bit, but that's kind of a matchup that would make a bit of sense. Maybe when Tom Aspinall comes back, you could do Aspinall versus Tuivasa. I think that's a great fight. Tai Tuivasa, at the end of the day, got destroyed by Ciryl, but he's shown incredible heart, and you have to commend him for it. And he's definitely getting better, and he's going to beat a lot of heavyweights. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the full week of content, and I definitely hope you enjoyed this full fight reaction. Make sure you smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on, and make sure to share the video as well. I appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. Much love, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everybody.